Beautiful Bobby Eaton. In WCW, I think he had a few tag matches. I don't know if you were around him a whole lot.
Well, I know he was with Stan Lane, right? And they were...
The Midnight Express?
Yeah, and then I guess it was Stan Lane and Steve Kern, too, so different. But anyway, I only worked with him one time, and it was an independent show. Somewhere in South Carolina or something, they flew me in. Every time I tried to hook up with him, he'd dodge. And he knew I was stiff, and I say, hey man, I'm not going to hurt you. He wouldn't hook up with me. And every time I go to hook up with him, he'd duck out of the ring and walk around and get back in. And finally I got a hold of him and held him down. But he didn't want me to chop him. And the match really stunk because he wouldn't let me get a hold of him. And finally I just started laughing about it. And no big deal. Didn't know him that well, but real nice fellow. He just didn't like to work stiff. I think I finally got one big chop on him. And he'd go, Yeah, he just passed away recently, right?
Very recently.
I know he had heart problems a couple of years ago. And then I guess he was, kind of an AFib thing or something. And then I guess he was okay. And now he's passed away. Another guy I want to give a shout out to is Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I hear he's having some heart issues, but last I heard, now he went into the hospital a couple of years ago, and now he was back in the hospital, but now he's giving a thumbs up, and I don't know what it could have been an AFib thing too, but he's okay. And his wife, Deborah, posted that he was good, so. And another guy that's been sick is Brian Knobs, my brother-in-law.
I was going to say, a lot of people might not even realize the family relation here between you and Brian Knobs.
He married my wife's sister, and her name's Tony. And I think Brian is doing better. The thing now is they need to operate on his knee really bad. And in Florida, because of this COVID stuff, unless you're absolutely life and death thing, they're not going to operate on you. And so he went home, and then I guess he had trouble getting around because of his knee, and so he was in an assisted living, or that's a kind word for nursing home, but I think he might be out by now. But best wishes go to him, and Brian Knobs is, everybody need to do a prayer for him so he'll be okay.
Did you guys have a lot of work together? I know you were kind of a heel team when they came to the WWF.
They used to come over to my house, both of them, and my wife Julie would invite them over, and I guess that's where Brian met Tony, Julie's sister. They would come over and watch my matches on television and stuff. They were wrestling from Florida. They were wrestling actually for Steve Kern, and Steve Kern ran Florida Championship Wrestling back then. So he was wrestling. They were wrestling for him. So Hulk Hogan would come over to my house occasionally, and Julie introduced Brian Knobs and Jerry Saggs to Hulk Hogan, and then Brian used to do this imitation about Hulk Hogan doing his interview. He'd do that Hulk Hogan interview. And Hogan liked it so much, he called Vince and says, you got to get these guys in there. And he got them booked in New York.
Wow, just off that, huh?
Just off that. And then I think they won the belts. And, they suffered in Florida for a while working, but they weren't that bad. And they watched a lot of my matches, so they stole some of my stuff, but that's all fine. Then they end up going to WCW, and they got the belts there and a good guarantee. And in fact, I couldn't believe the guarantee they got. But anyway, Jerry's doing good, but Knobs could use our prayers,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.